Hi guys, happy Monday. Hope you are all wearing your pajamas with me for pajama day for our last week of school here. Today we're going to be doing 12.7, looking at metric units of mass and liquid volume. Okay, so mass is the amount of matter in an object. Metric units of mass include kilograms and grams, and liters and milliliters are used for liquid volume. So if it's a liquid, like say my nail polish here, right, that's going to be measured in milliliters and liters. If it is a solid thing, solid object, I should say, like a book, this will be measured in grams and kilograms. There's no liquid in it. For both of these relationships, they use the same number. They use 1,000. So 1 kilogram is bigger than a gram. Excuse me. It takes 1,000 grams to make 1 kilogram. When we look at the metric units of liquid volume, it takes 100 milliliters or ml to make 1 liter. So our first example says, Becky planted a flower garden full of blue bonnets. She used 9 kilograms of soil. How many grams of soil is that? So we have the number of kilograms, 9, the number of grams in a kilogram, which is 1,000. So we do 9 times 1,000. 9 times 1,000 is 9,000. So Becky used 9,000 grams of soil to plant her blue bonnets. We have a couple questions over here. It says, are kilograms heavier or lighter than a gram? What do you think? Are kilograms heavier or lighter than a gram? Right, they are actually heavier, okay? And we know this because it takes 1,000 grams to make 1 kilogram, which means a kilogram has to be heavier than a gram because it is 1,000 times heavier than 1 gram. Okay, your next question says, will the number of grams be greater than or less than the number of kilograms? What do you think? Are the number of grams greater than or less than the number of kilograms? Okay, they should be greater than. And the reason why your number of grams is going to be greater than your number of kilograms is because, remember, it takes more grams to make 1 kilogram. Okay, and your lesson says, what operation will you use to solve the problem? Well, what operation did we use in this problem? Good, we use multiplication. That's what we've used the past couple days when we are changing from one unit to another unit. Okay, our next one is going to compare our liters and our milliliters. Remember up here, it says that 1,000 milliliters makes 1 liter. So it says Becky used 5 liters of water to water her bluebonnet garden. How many milliliters of water is that? So I have 5, which is the number of liters, times 1,000, which is the number of milliliters in 1 liter. This 5 times 1,000. Great, 5,000. So Becky used 5,000 milliliters of water. number 1 on our sharing show says there are 3 liters of water in a pitcher. How many milliliters of water are in the pitcher? So let's go through these sentences. It says there are how many milliliters in 1 liter? Wonderful, 1,000. There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Since I'm changing from a larger unit to a smaller unit, I can, what operation do we use? Good, multiply 3 by 1,000 to find the number of milliliters in 3 liters. So there are how many milliliters of water in this pitcher? If we do 3 times 1,000. Excellent, 3,000. Alrighty. Number 2 says, number 2 and 3 say to complete our sentence here. So how many milliliters are in 4 liters? Good, 4,000. Okay, we would take 4 times 1,000 to get our 4,000. Okay, our second one says there are 6 kilograms. How many grams are in 6 kilograms? Good, there are 6,000. 6 times 1,000 to get 6,000 grams. Okay. Our next 2 are the same kind of thing, just completing the sentence. So 8 kilograms is equal to how many grams? And then 7 liters is equal to how many milliliters? Okay, remember our magic number is 1,000 for this lesson. When we're going from the bigger unit to the smaller unit, we're going to multiply it by 1,000. Good. So we have 8 kilograms. And how many grams is that? We would have multiplied our 8 by 1,000 and gotten 8,000. For number 5, we have 7 liters, and we're trying to change it into milliliters. So we would have multiplied our 7 by 1,000 and got 7,000. Okay. All right. Our next 2 says to complete our inequality here with either greater than, less than, or equal to. So for our first one, we have 1 kilogram is greater than, less than, or equal to 900 grams. I need to change my kilograms into grams and then see which one is bigger, smaller, or equal to, or if they are equal to each other. So I would take my 1 kilogram, multiply it by 1,000. 1 times 1,000 is 1,000 grams. Now I need to decide, is 1,000 bigger or is 900 bigger? Ready? Good, 1,000 is bigger than 900. All right, in our next one, we have 2 liters and 2,000 milliliters. To get from liters to milliliters, we need to multiply by 1,000. So I would do 2 times 1,000 equals 2,000 milliliters. So we have 2,000 milliliters and 2,000 milliliters. What does that make these? Great, equal. Next, we need to complete the charts down below. The first one is looking at liters and milliliters. And the second one is looking at kilograms and grams. They've started to fill in parts of the chart for us, so let's go down the left side first. I see 1, 2, 3, blank, 5, 6, blank, 8, 9, 10. What am I going to fill in those blanks with? They give me the number to be on the opposite side to kind of help me. Remember that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, so we would be multiplying by 1,000 here. So what should I put in this first spot here? Great, 4. We would have to multiply 4 times 1,000 to get that 4,000. And what about down here? Good, 7. Same thing. 7 times 1,000 would need to make that 7,000. All right, now let's fill in our milliliter side. So for this side, we would multiply our liters by thousands. So we have 2 times 1,000 would be, good, 2,000. 3 times 1,000 would be 3,000. 5 times 1,000 would be, great, 5,000. 6 times 1,000 would be 6,000. 8 times 1,000 would be 9 times 1,000 would be, good guys. And 10 times 1,000 would be, wonderful, 10,000. Now when we look at the kilogram side, we're doing the same thing. We need to fill in the right side and then fill in the left side. So I want you guys to try this one, and then I will put up the answers in just a minute. Alrighty, so for this chart, if we're going down the left side, we should have gotten a 3 here because 3 times 1,000 would make our 3,000. And here we should have gotten an 8 because 8 times 1,000 would make this 8,000. And going down the side here, this looks exactly the same as this over here. You would have multiplied each of these numbers by 1,000 and should have gotten 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 is already there for you, 9,000, and then 10,000. All right. And number 10 says Frank wants to fill a fish tank with 8 liters of water. How many milliliters is that? So this is just converting in the shape of a word form. So I have 8 liters. I need to change them into milliliters. I know there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So I would multiply my 8 by 1,000. 8 times 1,000 is, good, 8,000 milliliters. Okay, our next one says Kim has 3 bottles of water. She fills each bottle with 1 liter of water. How many milliliters of water does she have? Okay, we have 3 water bottles, but she's only going to put 1 liter in each bottle. Okay, so I would multiply these first. So 1 times 3 is 3, good. So now I have 3 liters, but I need to change them to milliliters. So I have 3 liters times 1,000, because it takes 1,000 milliliters to make a liter. What is 3 times 1,000? Great, 3,000, and don't forget to label, milliliters. Okay, our next one says Jared's empty backpack has a mass of 3 kilograms. He doesn't want to carry more than 7 kilograms on a trip. How many grams of equipment can Jared pack? Okay, so when his backpack is empty and there's nothing in it, just his backpack alone weighs 3 kilograms. He's going on a hike, but he does not want to take more than 7 kilograms on his hike. So we need to take his max weight that he wants, 7 kilograms, right? And we need to subtract how much his backpack weighs empty. Okay, so we subtract our 3. What is 7 minus 3? Good, 4. Okay, so that means he could pack 4 kilograms of weight. But do they want to know kilograms? No, they want to know how many grams. So I need to take that 4 and multiply it by my 1,000 grams that make up a kilogram. So I can get my final answer. What is 4 times 1,000? Good, 4 1,000 grams. Okay. Our next one says a large cooler contains 2 liters of iced tea, and a small cooler contains 5 liters of iced tea. How many more milliliters of iced tea does the larger cooler contain than the smaller cooler? See some important words in here. These 3 right here. How many more? What operation does how many more tell us we are going to be doing during this problem? Good. These 3 words mean subtraction. You put a little subtraction sign above that. So I'm going to have to subtract something at some point. Here I'm seeing how many more milliliters are in the large cooler than the smaller cooler. So I need to subtract these 2 things. That's what my sentence is telling me. So I need to subtract my smaller cooler from my larger cooler. If I go back in my text, the larger cooler contains 20 liters, and the smaller container has 5 liters. So I would do 20 minus 5 is 20 minus 5. Good, that is 15. You would have had to borrow, okay, or regroup, sorry. So to make this 10 minus 5, which is 5, and then 1 minus nothing is 1. All right, but this is 15 liters, okay? And they want to know milliliters. So I need to change my 15 liters into milliliters. So I would do 15 times my 1,000 that I know, my 1,000 milliliters that make up my liters that I know. So I do 1,000 times 15. How many milliliters would I get? Good. I would have, you could do my magic finger, cover up my zero. So I would have 15 times 1, which would make 15. And then attach my 3 zeros back on and make sure to label. 15,000 milliliters. Right? Our next one says a 500 gram bag of granola costs $4. And a 2 kilogram bag of granola costs $15. What is the least expensive way to buy 2,000 grams? Okay, so let's start with our first one. So they want us to compare these 2 prices and these 2 amounts, see which one costs less in the end if we're getting to our 2,000 grams. So let's start with our first bag. Our first bag of granola is a 500 gram granola. This is already in grams, so I don't need to convert to try and get to my 2,000. I just need to say how many 500s go into 2,000. Okay, so we can multiply here or we could add them up. Okay, so if I have 500 plus 500, what does that make? Good, 1,000, because I would have 0, 0, 5 plus 5 is 10. So I have 1,000, but I need 2,000. So I would have to do this 2 times, which means I would have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll take 4 of those 500 gram bags to make 2,000. So now I need to say, okay, they're talking about how expensive it is though. So I gotta look at the money price. So these little tiny bags cost $4. And I would need 4 of them. So I'm going to multiply my $4 by 4. What is 4 times 4? Good, it is 16. So to make 2,000 grams with my smaller bag of granola, I would need $16. Okay, now let's look at our second bag. We have a 2 kilogram bag of granola that costs $15. What is 2 kilograms in grams? We gotta figure that out first. So if I have 2 kilograms, I'm going to multiply it by my good 1,000, because there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, and see what that makes. What is 2 times 1,000? Good, 2,000. So with my 2 kilogram bag, I only need one of those bags because one of them is already equal to 2,000 grams. Okay, it's already equal to 2,000 grams. And one of those bags costs $15. So which one is the least expensive way to buy 2,000 grams? The 1 gram bag or the 4 500-gram bags? Good. The 2 kilogram bag is cheaper by $1. Okay. So we need to say this. So the 2 kilogram bag is cheaper. Okay, and then we need to explain ourselves by what we did. So we can show that our 2 kilograms is equal to 2,000 grams, and it costs $15. Okay, so we know that 2 kilograms equals 2,000 grams, and it costs $15. Now we need to prove that the other one is more expensive. So we have to say that we had to use 4 of those, right? So 4 500-gram bags equal 2,000 grams. That's what we're trying to make, but they cost more, right? So we would have $4 times our 4 equals $16. And we know that $15 is less than $16. Ready? Our last one says the world's largest apple has a mass of 1,849 grams. Sue said the mass was greater than 2 kilograms. Does Sue's statement make sense? Explain. Is Sue right? Is 1,849 grams greater than 2 kilograms? What do you guys think? No, Sue's statement does not make sense. Okay, because if we look at this, we have 2 kilograms, which we actually just did above. 2 kilograms in grams would be 2,000. Okay, so her statement is saying that 2,000 is less than 1,849. So she's saying we would be eating the 1,489, and that is definitely not true. We would want our 2,000. Okay, so her statement is not making sense. So we would need to state that first. So no, Sue's statement does not make sense. And then we need to explain why does it not make sense, which is what we just did kind of over here. So we know that 2 kilograms equals 2,000 grams because we just did it on our previous problem. And then you would do your inequality. So 2,000 grams is greater than, oops, I did the wrong equality up above. 16 is less than 16, not greater than. 2,000 grams is greater than 1,849 grams. And that is how we would prove it. All right. Last page. All right. So Lori bought 600 grams of cayenne pepper. and 2 kilograms of black pepper. How many grams of pepper did she buy in all? So we got some questions here, and then we will be solving it. So the first one says, what are you asked to find? So what are they asking us to find? What is the question in this problem? Good, that last sentence. How many grams of pepper did she buy in all? That is what they're asking us to find. When you have to answer these questions, look for this word helps you figure out which sentence you're looking at. You're looking at the one that is asking you a question. Okay. So we have to find how many grams of pepper Lori bought in all. Okay. Next one says, what information will you use? So what information did they already give us about these types of peppers that we are going to have to find in all? So they told us about 2 different kinds of pepper. So we need to talk about those 2 different kinds of pepper here. So that first sentence of our statement here tells us that Lori bought 600 grams of cayenne pepper and 2 kilograms of black pepper. That's what we're going to write right here. That's the information we were given. Okay, so she bought 600 grams of cayenne and 2 kilograms of black pepper. Our next one says, tell me how you might solve this problem. Okay, so right now, looking at the 2 different types of peppers, we have 2 different units for our mass. We have grams and we have kilograms. So we're gonna have to do something with those first. And then in our question that they asked us, there are these important words at the end. In all. When we see in all, we know that we need to do which operation? Good, we need to add them up. We want to know how many there are all together. If I put the black pepper and the cayenne pepper all in the same little bowl, how much pepper am I going to have in grams? Okay, so first we need to change our units so they are the same. So which one of these do I need to change? Do I need to change grams into kilograms or kilograms into grams? Good, I need to change the kilograms into grams because they are the bigger unit. Okay, so I will change the kilograms into grams. Okay, then what do I need to do? Once I've changed both numbers so they're both in grams, I need to do what to see how much I have all together? Good, I need to add them up. So then I will add the 2 kinds of peppers together. Okay. Part D over here says show how you solve the problem. Okay, so we said the first thing we were going to do is going to change our grams to kilograms. So I have 2 kilograms, which is equal to our 2 times what number to get our grams? Good, 1,000, because there's 1,000 grams in kilogram. Okay, so 2 times 1,000 equals, good, 2,000 grams. Okay, and the next thing we said we were going to do was we were going to take our 2 kinds of peppers and add them together. Now they are both in grams. So I have 2,000 grams plus our 600 grams of cayenne. What is 2,000 plus 600? 2,600 grams. Okay. And then they just kind of give us a complete the sentence over here that's kind of the same thing. So it says Lori bought how many grams of cayenne pepper? We already know this from our text. She bought 600 grams. Okay. And then it says she bought how many grams of black pepper? That is the one we converted. So we converted our 2,000 kilograms of black pepper into grams. So we know she bought 2,000 grams. And then we would add these two numbers together. 600 plus 2,000 equals 2,600. So Lori bought 2,600 grams of pepper in all. Right. Number 17 here says Jill has 2 rocks. One has a mass of 20 grams and the other has a mass of 20 kilograms. Which rock has the greater mass? Explain. So which one do you guys think has the greater mass? The greater weight. Remember, mass is the weight in metric units. So do you think 20 grams is bigger or 20 kilograms? All righty, great. So we should have said 20 kilograms because we know that kilograms are bigger than grams. Remember, kilograms are 1,000 times bigger than grams. So the rock with the greater mass is 20 kilogram rock. Okay, and then I need to prove this. I know that 20 kilograms is equal to how many grams? I was going to fill out this fill in the blank here. Remember, it takes 1,000 grams to make 1 kilogram. So we should do 1,000 times 20. What does that make? Good, 20,000 grams. Okay, and then I would take my 20,000 grams and say it is greater than, less than, or equal to 20 grams. Which one do I want to eat, guys? Good. My alligator mouth wants to eat the 20,000 grams, not 20 grams. And then you have some yes no's here for number 18. So it says choose yes or no to tell whether the measurements are equivalent. So is 500 grams equal to 5 kilograms? Remember, you take the bigger unit and multiply it by 1,000, see if it matches the smaller. So here, my kilograms are bigger. I would do 5 times 1,000, which would make 5,000. So it's that what I'm seeing here. Am I seeing 5,000 grams? Yes, I am. So I would say yes. Okay. My next one says 300 milliliters and 3 liters. Okay, remember that 1,000 milliliters makes 1 liter. So I would take my 3 liters and multiply it by 1,000 and say, is that the number I'm seeing in front of my milliliters? 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. And what am I seeing in front of my milliliters here? Good, only 300, not 3,000. So this is a no. Okay, my next one says 8 grams and 8,000 kilograms. Remember, kilograms are 1,000 times bigger than grams. So I would multiply 8,000 by 1,000 to get how many grams there are. So is this one correct? No, they tried to trick you though, because there is an 8 and there's an 8,000. So if you weren't paying attention to the units after them, you might have easily said yes on this one, but it is a no. If the numbers were reversed and this was 8,000 grams and 8 kilograms, it would work, but not the way they've written it. All right, for your homework page, you have some complete the sentences, just converting from one unit to the next. And then you have some inequalities where you need to use that skill that you just used to then go to an inequality. Then you have some word problems here where you are just converting in a word problem form. Again, some more word problems where you're converting up here, and then spiral review. So number 3, you do not have to do. This is from chapter 11, which we didn't do. Number 4 you can do. Number 5 you can do. And number 6 you can do. 5 and 6 are both from this unit, just from things at the beginning of the unit. So if you need to, flip back and look for your charts for these two. And then number 4 is back from unit 10 that we did do in class. Alrighty. So I will see you all at 2:20 for our Zoom meeting. Can't wait to see all your pajamas today. And don't forget, it's Crazy Hair Day tomorrow. Bye, guys.